Oh, hey, hi, hello there. Welcome back. Intern page, KFAN.com. Why are you waving at the camera?
Because it's all about me. It's all about me.
This part is about me. I've got Lucy, I've got John, I've got Megan, and you've just heard from Ryan.
Why is everybody else waving at the camera now?
We got introduced.
They got introduced, and it's going very well so far. But we're here today because it's the first day of the post-All-Star game break season for your Minnesota Twins. I'm clearly very excited. I can't wait for this stretch drive. But we are not here to talk about baseball per se. We're here to talk about Joe Mauer. Tenna B and I had a little conversation earlier, not about why he's not hitting .350 this year, not about why he can't hit for power all of a sudden, but why gals think Joe Mauer is attractive. Girls, if Joe Mauer did not play baseball and he was walking down the street, would you look twice?
I mean, he is tall, dark, and handsome. Like, he's tall, so he gets your attention there, but I do think the attraction is more, we need someone to be attractive. You know what I mean? Like, when someone plays sports, it's like, oh, we need a guy to cheer for on the team that's cute.
That's very, very cute.
I mean, Jason Kubel looks like a gremlin, and, like, I mean, we don't really have anyone else to fill that role. I think Carl Pavano's kind of cute. I dig the facial.
What do you think about the stash, though?
Yeah.
I like it. What can I say? But
what about the sideburns on Joe?
I like the sideburns. I think they add a little something.
I feel like those are so, like,
trademark.
Year 2000. It's 2010. You gotta move on.
But he has to keep them. That's his signature.
Exactly.
I guess. I don't know. I think he's got to spice it up with the stash because Pavano's, I think.
Except, I don't think he can do the same thing as Pavano because then he would just be, like, copying him. I think
That's
he needs
true.
to go with, like, a Chad Abbott nasty goatee.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
But he'd have to, like, start it late in the season.
No, you can't do
For a
that.
postseason.
You can't do that.
I'm with John on that one. Got to go the Chad Abbott route.
I'd have to say I thought he was a lot cuter last season, so I think that reflects the whole
Does that
sport.
have anything to
You're
do
a, you're a bandwagon Joe
Does that have
Mauer.
anything to do
I
with the
mean,
struggles at the plate?
That's what I'm saying. I think it's all a correlation.
Okay.
And maybe that's why I think Pavano was cuter, because he's doing so well.
That's a good
So
point.
I think it's all a
I
correlation.
can't argue.
Well, let's just get this straight right now, though. Best looking man on the Twins, Denard Span. Easily. Best player, best guy,
I
best
don't know.
looking. I love it.
JJ Hardy's a
I
pretty
was
foxy
gonna
guy.
say yes. JJ Hardy could take the place of the Joe Mauer attractiveness.
He's
He
well
is
put together.
cute.
If he can stay off the DL, though, or does that not really affect?
No, we're just talking, I mean,
We're talking sheer
We're
looks
just
here.
talking sheer looks.
Well, you're
but
talking
you're right,
he's cuter
they
because
do.
of numbers.
They do. That's true. That's true.
Okay, I guess we're rating that on an unfair scale then.
I think something that we were talking about this earlier kind of turns me off on Joe Mauer. And he's a sweetheart, and I know he's the hometown hero, and I always feel bad ever talking bad about him, but his commercials and ads are just, he struggles in front of the camera sometimes. It's painful.
But they're the best, though. Like, any Twins territory commercial that Joe Mauer is in is automatically better just because he's in it. Like, the one with Joe Nathan in his basement where they're, like, punching each other, that's gold.
Yeah.
Pure gold.
All right.
He's getting
The
better. His
well-played
early
Mauer
ones
commercial.
were really painful, but I think he's growing into it, you know, his
Yeah.
stardom.
That EA Sports one was pretty funny. The one.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one's good. That one's good. So, yeah, I guess maybe he's improving, but sometimes I just, like, makes me nervous when I'm watching him.
What about his voice? It seems like his voice, he's kind of got like a little, I don't know what the word, I don't want.
Nasally,
Yeah,
kinda?
kind of like too Minnesota, like.
That's never bad, though.
Maybe he
Minnesota
plays it
accent's always
up.
Great.
I mean,
Yeah.
his whole bit is that he's from Minnesota,
Yeah.
He's tall, dark, and wholesome.
There you go.
just like chocolate milk counts.
What about his hairline? It's a little bit aggressive there on the forehead.
Yes. He looks a
Aggressive.
lot better with the backwards
Aggressive.
catcher helmet on because it
Mhm.
hides the Lloyd Christmas haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's better than like me and have a receding hairline, but
And you suck at sports.
yeah, not quite as good at the plate. But who knows? Actually, this year he's been pretty despicable.
Yeah.
He hasn't been that bad. You're just comparing to his last season.
I guess you're right.
Mhm.
You
You're
need
right.
to take a step back. He's hitting better than half the team.
So what's the consensus
Yeah.
then? Is he good looking because he's a baseball player for the Twins, ladies, or is it because he's just physically a specimen?
I think it's almost hard to separate him, though, because even since high school, he's been this
Star athlete.
all-star athlete. But
Gatorade player of the year.
at the end of the day, had he no relation to sports, I don't know if I'd give him a double take. But I love you, Joe. I really do.
I love you too, Joe. And I wish we had the pictures of you in high school because you were a little nerdy kid back then. Although you could kick everybody's ass, can I say that?
You already did.
every sport, basketball, football, and baseball.
I think he would have been a
obviously.
cuter football player, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I just like the football uniform better. I like the broad shoulder pads. And I just think he's a bigger guy. I don't know. He's so hidden
Would he
behind the
have been
plate
as
back there, I
good
don't
of a-
get to.
Would he have been as good of a football player?
No.
No.
I don't know about
Like,
that.
okay, so that takes away from it, because like
Plus,
people
he has more
loved Brady
chance
Quinn
of
when he
getting-
played
of
at Notre
getting
Dame.
hurt.
That's a good
Yeah.
point. It's harder to be an NFL quarterback, a successful NFL quarterback, than it is a successful baseball player, I think.
I don't think
Him
so.
in that Florida uniform. ooh.
Well, think about it. There's only 3 or 4 quarterbacks in the NFL that are really top tier. Like, literally 3 or 4. And then everybody else is kind of gets, like, ratted on because they've got inconsistent games. I mean, there's solid quarterbacks, don't get me wrong, but there's, like, Eli Manning types who have bad games and good games, but then there's, like, Peyton Manning who, he's always good. So it's hard. What I'm saying is there's only, like, a handful of really good NFL quarterbacks.
Right, but you look at catchers, and Joe Mauer's the only one
That's true.
ever to hit for 3.
All right, we're getting way too X's and O's here. Okay, well
That's
let's
a good
let's
point.
translate it. Let's transfer it into NFL quarterbacks. Maybe we've got one, the Silver Fox, that everybody loves. The ladies love him.
Talk about a cutie.
That's my point.
Yeah.
My mom's obsessed with
Oh,
Brett Favre. The
mhm.
lady, I know Barrero's
He's married,
wife
though.
loves Brett Favre. He's married. He's a grandfather now. But his gals, are you a big fan of the Silver Fox?
Yes.
I love
Really?
him.
What do we
Those
like about him?
The Wrangler commercials. Oh, baby, let me tell you.
Well, sounds
Definitely one up on the Joe Mauer awkward.
Like, okay, so
Mhm.
Favre, Mauer, who's cuter?
I'm Favre all the way.
Does age play a factor in that?
Look
Wow.
at George
I
Clooney.
think-
Come on.
Yeah.
I
Maybe
mean,
Joe
alright.
might get a little more attractive with age, but Brett takes that one.
If we're talking age, though, Brett Favre, Gus Frerotte.
Oh man. I don't know
So
about that.
Brett Favre more attractive than Joe Mauer.
In my eyes.
That's
yeah.
that's what the gals are telling
I think
us.
even physically he is, just without the sports aspect too, for sure.
Mhm. I
Way
like the
more
scruff.
attractive.
That's
Yeah.
my favorite facial hair of Pavano, Mauer, and Favre takes the cake with this. There you go. Look
Maybe
Don't
I'm
touch
glad
it.
I didn't.
I'm your boss. So if we were at Toby Keith's, I love this bar and grill, and Joe Mauer came up to the table or sent a round of drinks over, and Brett Favre came up to the table and sent a round of drinks over.
Well, Joe's single.
Okay, let's say all things are
okay.
equal.
So,
Okay, no
okay.
excuses. Let's say Brett's, in his early Green Bay days, and he's single, and
Yeah, but
he's
then
not
he
a
doesn't have
grandfather.
age.
He's not as
Then he's not-
attractive.
Okay, you guys are nitpicking. Brett Favre, single, available, not a grandpa, but he looks like he does now. Joe Mauer, as is. Who are you taking the drink from?
I mean, can I take him from both?
No.
I'd say I'm not 21, guys. Sorry.
Well, Lucy's 20 as well.
I would actually take it from Joe, just because I don't know what it is.
Must
I
be the
just have to stay
$184 million
loyal.
No,
contract.
that's
that
what I'm
Maybe,
Joe
saying.
does.
maybe. But
The
it's not
Dyna
like
Girl
Brett
always
is
comes out
hurting in
eventually.
that- It's not like Brett is hurting in that category either, but.
I'd say Brett. Are you coming back? Because then I'll take the drink.
Well,
It
you
is
heard him
last
last
night.
night.
He
Yeah.
said, our guys.
He said, I didn't
Yeah.
On
see.
Mhm.
I didn't see
Mhm.
many of our
Yeah.
guys out there, but
A terrible
I
impression.
love the accent too.
Yeah.
he
yeah.
can still play. I think it's a pretty good impression.
That's a great way to wrap up the latest Intern installment on the Intern page, the video page. You can find us here all over the place, KFAN.com. Don't forget about Lucy's blog from the morning show this week. Don't forget about Prostate covering football camp, the Larry Fitzgerald camp down in Dinkytown. That's also there. We'll do another one of these next week. Brett Favre, it sounds like, more attractive than Joe Mauer. That's what we learned today, kids. You always learn something here at KFAN.com.